What's up, Radical City, and a special shout out to our e-citizens out there. My name is Minister Lawrence, and I'm here to give you your Sunday sermon recap. This week, we got double for our trouble because PK and Pastor B both brought a powerful message, and I'm here to let you know what they said. But before we get into that, I have a trivia question for you. Which Bible character got double for all the trouble that he went through? If you know the answer, go ahead and sound off in the comment section. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this recap. As you know, I'm going to give you 3 things that I got from the sermon. The title of the sermon was "The Brook Won't Break Me." And the scripture that they came from was 1 Kings, the 17th chapter, verse 7. You already know, we're not going to read it for you. Go back and read it for yourself. Now, without further ado, let's get into these points. The first point that I got was, it was God that dried up the brook. Sometimes when we have these droughts in our life, we think it's the enemy, but it's not always the enemy. Sometimes God is drying up the brook so that we can come back to him and remember that he is our provision. Sometimes we can get so complacent with everything that we have around us that we forget that we're supposed to be going to God for everything. So God will dry up that brook just so that we can be pointed right back to him. It's easy to trust God when things are going great and the brook is full, but it really takes faith to trust in God when the brook runs dry. The second point was, God only put the prophet in the brook so he could put the prophet in position. PK and Pastor B talked about how sometimes we can get a little complacent at the brook. The brook isn't meant for us to stay there and reside there. The brook is mainly supposed to be somewhere where we're positioned just so that we can get to the destination. So a lot of the things that we learn at the brook is exactly what we need in order for us to get to the destination. We're not going to get straight to the destination because there are some things that God needs to do at the brook. He needs to refine us and he needs to hone in on some things that we need to work on in order for us to be prepared for the destination. So don't get complacent when you're at the brook. Don't start laying out furniture for where you are, or don't get complacent in that job position, because this is only a pit stop in order for you to get to your destination. And that was point number 2. Point number 3 is, God does some things without you knowing it in the middle of the process. While we're in the process, things can seem like nothing is going anywhere. Have you ever been in a place where you just felt like nothing was moving? Like you're doing so much, but it seems like things are going slow? Well, what we really don't realize is there are things that God is doing behind the scenes, and there are people who God is putting your name on their mind. So we don't have to worry about whether or not things are moving because God is always doing something. When Elijah was at the brook, he got a little hungry, but what he didn't know is how he was going to get food. God had already provided provision for him in the form of a raven. God talked to the ravens and told them to feed Elijah, which is one of the most miraculous things that took place in the Bible. Imagine you really needing something and the thing you least expect to bring you that thing brings it to you. That's how God works behind the scenes. He already orchestrated for the raven to go and feed Elijah. He already has whatever it is that you need being worked on behind the scenes. So as we always say, don't get weary in well doing, because God is still working out things even while you don't see it. And those were the 3 things that I got from this week's message. Now, I purposely didn't give you a lot because I really need you guys to go back and check it out. PK asked each and every one of us a really powerful question. The question was, are you in the glimpse season of your life or the promise season? But in order for you to really understand what she meant by that and the points that she related it to, you're going to have to go back and look at that recap. Radical City, e-citizens, man, it's always a blessing to see you all. Remember, you're blessed in the city, we're blessed in the field, we're blessed as we come, we're blessed as we go, and we're glad about it. And never forget, we love you and there's nothing you can do about it. God bless you, and we'll see you guys on Sunday.